What it do, everybody? You already know what it is. It's your boy Ty G back. It's definitely been a little while. Just want to say my thoughts and prayers go out to anybody who's watching this video. Thank you for sharing, commenting, whatever you want to do. I appreciate anything. First off, just want to say definitely took some time to just focus on myself, right? And focus on what God had for me. But not only that, I just want to honestly continue to make sure that what I'm doing is glorifying him. And that's kind of the main reason for the topic today, right? The topic today that we're going to focus on is are you present, right? And I think this has been a question um, that has been resting on my heart recently, especially over the past couple of days, right? Or past couple of months, right? I've been gone for a little bit of while. But for me, asking are you present is meaning that not necessarily are you present today, are you present tomorrow, but is it are you present with the many actions that you're doing in your life? Are you present with what's going around you, right? What's going on around you? And this topic kind of stemmed in having a conversation with a former roommate of mine. And a big conversation we had is that most people don't truly understand what's going on around them, right? Most people may be listening, but not truly hearing, not truly trying to listen to comprehend, right? For example, and I talk about this all the time, where nobody really pays attention, or now we're starting to pay attention to it, but for a while, nobody really paid attention to the food that we were eating, right? Now people are trying to pay attention more to the alcohol that they're drinking, with Gen Z drinking less than other generations, right? If you really think about it, there is no nutritional facts or ingredients usually on the bottles of labels for alcohol, but you're ingesting it and it's a poison. The same thing for food, right? You might see additives, we see preservatives, and people are trying to pay more and more attention to it, but we're not looking at the deeper meaning, which means we're not present. We're not present in why are all these food companies doing this, and where's all this land going where we used to have farmers growing food that would help us out, where we used to be able to buy things locally. And now when you go to your local farmers market, everything's more expensive because the price of goods for even them to go ahead and produce things that are good for us. Imagine that. Producing something that is good for us is now costing us more money. And are we truly present about that, right? Are we present with our social media use, where we might be looking at so many negative things, so many hateful things, but not only just negative content, but the type of content that we have and the amount that we're watching, the screen time, the people that we're interacting with day to day, meaning are you present, right? In the book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 15, it says, those who have ears, let them hear, right? When God is speaking in parables, when God is speaking about John, when Jesus is speaking to us, and we're sitting here and we don't get a true understanding of what's going on, and that's why he speaks to us in parables, and we still don't get it. That's are we being present? Are we really listening to comprehend, or are we just listening to respond? And for many people, we just listen to respond. I had to take some time away because there's certain things where, or there's a certain expectation that I might have from producing any sort of videos, or even just posting anything. I say I want to hit this number, I want to hit that number, but I'm not even just being present in the moment that I might be led to speak about this, right? I took some time away, and it's not like this is my main source to make money or things of that nature. But even if it was, right, we see people like Kai Cenat who took time away, but it's, am I being present in what God has for me? Am I being present in what's around me? And for a lot of us, we really aren't, right? We really aren't. We really aren't present to the people who we call our friends. But then when other people come into our lives, they say, why are you friends with these people? It seems like they're giving you backhanded compliments. It seems like they're only using you for when you're going through good times. When you're going through bad times, they're not with you. Are they really your friends, right? And then you have, as you continue to go, you have people who point out things that might be about your partner, right? And they might say, well, your partner did this, this, and this, and you're not necessarily present. And then if the relationship doesn't work out and it's very tumultuous, you tend to be saying, well, I overlooked this, I overlooked that, meaning are you present, right? And I continue to bring up this question because for me, for a little while, is am I present, right? Even am I present now? I could be doing something that feels great to me now, but later down the road, it's going to catch up to me. And I wasn't present to what's going on, right? In the same way as we cannot be present to the news, we cannot be present to what we're putting into our body, we cannot be present to the environment around us. There's a lot of things where people are not present to what is truly going around to them, and that can be deadly. And here's a great example. In Florida, right? Everybody likes to travel down to Miami. You got all the glitz and glamour. You got all of the fast foreign cars. You got the money, the jewelry, the designer stores. It's always warm. It seems amazing, but the foundation, the land of Miami, cannot support actual buildings. And we saw about a year ago, a couple months ago, where a building collapsed and about 100 people died, right? But if people were to pay attention and were really present to where they were living, were really present, and I'm not necessarily blaming them, right? We can blame the builders, we can blame the contractors, we can blame the architects, we can blame the city of Miami who let this go on, right? But what I'm saying is, when you're really present about what's going on around you, you would understand that the land, the necessary foundation is porous, right? What's under the building was porous, so it really can't even sustain holding that building for a long period of time. And what happened? Boom, collapse, right? And for so many of us, we go through life just saying, oh, right, it's almost basically egoism. And egoism is where we don't focus on anything that doesn't affect us directly, right? We don't focus on anything that doesn't affect us directly, where we say, oh, we're okay, right? There might be something going on a little bit farther away and we feel bad, but it doesn't affect me, so I don't care. And I'm guilty of it. Trust me, I'm super guilty of it. And I'm not present enough I wasn't present enough to pay attention to, oh, there's a fire going on. It's cool to watch it when it's not affecting anything near me, and to say, oh, I feel bad. But when it is affecting me, I would hope that everybody else would do everything in their efforts to show care and help me out, right? But that's how we all feel about everything. Oh, that sucks for them. Well, that's life, right? But we're not being present on, now we're being more desensitized to where now we're having a less sense of community, right? Everybody wants to be an individual, and this individual has to be so unique compared to everybody else, but nobody can be focused on just being a part of a community. And if there is a community, the community really isn't necessarily driven by actually being successful as a community as a whole, but there's people who get validation from holding leadership within that community, or necessarily having positions of power in a community. And we see it often, right? You can have a social media page, and your page can start off with you spreading the word, or it can start off with you working out, and it can start off with you eating healthy and cooking, and you might get a little bit of following. And as you continue to grow, and you say you want to help out a community, and now you have people who may have been around you, and they might be smaller creators or even friends and family, and they're trying to get started, and you might just, they might say, hey, I need your help, and you might look at it as why would I help you right now? Right? Your only reason why you're reaching out to me is because I'm in a place of power, or because I have these resources. But we're never being present enough to understand that somebody might be asking you for help because they're truly trying to learn from you, and they have respect or admiration for you. But sometimes we always look at everything as face value, where we are saying, well, now I have this, so this person wants this from me. And life has become so transactional because we aren't being present enough, right? In the relationships that you have, right? When you're with your partner, everything's taken at face value, or now nobody's truly present enough in their relationship, right? I can be sitting down or laying down next to my girlfriend, or laying down next to a woman, and for a woman, she can be laying down next to her boyfriend, and I could be scrolling through Instagram saying, oh, I wish this person were mine. Oh, I wish this person were mine. Oh, I wish this person were mine, right? This person looks so good. Their life looks so good, right? And she could be saying the same thing, but at that same aspect and that same time, I'm not being present enough in my relationship. I'm not being present enough in the environment that I'm around with, the environment of people who I'm around with, right? I could be with my buddies, and I could say, hey, right, guys, let's go out and let's go out to eat. Right? And we're eating and we're doing this and we're doing that. And I cannot be present by thinking, oh yeah, this is cool and all, but I can't wait for me to get away from them because they like to do this, they like to do that. I don't like to do that. I don't care. Instead of being present and saying, hey, there might be some things that's going on here. Let me talk to my buddies about it. Let me see if I can challenge them. Let me see if we can change the way we think. But everything's about, we're not going to be present because we're always looking for something better. And if we're always looking for something better, we're truly never going to see what God has put in front of us. That's already a blessing, right? Right? And that's where I had to kind of sit down and pause and just take a little bit of time away, right? And I know you can kind of see a little bit here in the wall behind me. I have a tapestry. It's of Psalms 23, but before it used to be a tapestry of me. It used to be a tapestry of me. It used to be me after a run. I was flexing my muscles. I was glowing, and to me that was the perfect image of myself. That was the perfect image of myself, right? I thought that was phenomenal. That was that was the best thing since sliced bread. Not realizing how vain it was, right? I wasn't being present to how vain it was, or being present to God gave me the strength to get there, but I'm sitting here putting myself above myself. I'm not noticing it. I'm not noticing it. And then in going through an injury and not being able to work out, I had to realize that the best version of me isn't the best physical version of me. It's not the best physical version where I feel healthy, I'm low on body fat, I'm this and that. It's the version that God is building me to be. And I had to be present in that moment. I had to take that down. So many of us have a best version of us where we're only present on, all right, God, I'm praying to get this best version of me. When I get that job, when I get that car, when I get that money, when I get that, I'll be that version, and I'll be present in your word, God. I'll be present in obeying you, God. After this relationship, God, I'll be present in obeying what you have for me. After this, McDonald's, Burger King, whatever other guard, I'll be present in my diet. I'll be present in what I gotta do. Well, God, I'll party with them one more time, and then I'll be present in finding more godly people and more people who are focused on the right things. Well, God, I'll be present in what you're trying to lead me to do after I do everything else I want to do. And to me, it was so selfish. And I'm still not perfect, right? But for me, I started to realize it was so selfish. My ego was so big to say, well, God, I know you're gonna always be here. So since you're always gonna be here, let me be selfish and focus on and be present in what I want to do first, and then I'll be present in what you're gonna do. When He's trying to show me the things that's going on, when He's trying to show me the food around me isn't good, the people around me may not be the best, right? My job may not be the best, right? My environment might not be the best, and we're not paying attention to it because we're so focused on, oh, you know what, it doesn't necessarily affect me in the way that it affects everybody else, so I'm okay, I'm fine. Well, I don't see it that way. For me, I'm a little bit different. I'm the exception. Think about it. We tell the creator, the person, the creator of everything around us, that we know more than He is. We know more than He does. Think about how that sounds. And y'all, I don't come here to you today to say that I'm better than you. I am better than no one. I'm just somebody who sits here and thinks, how can we be more present? And the only way we can be more present is by putting our obedience in surrenderance to God and what He has for us. And He tells us to seek more godly wisdom than worldly wisdom. You have people who literally are trying to live forever. And where is that getting them? Now more than ever, we see more and more of these so-called conspiracy theories, right? We see Cat Williams speaking about the industry around him that has been going on for years, and now things start to come to light where it kind of makes sense, but we used to think he was crazy. The same way how certain people might have looked at the disciples and looked at Jesus, they might have thought Jesus was crazy, and then Jesus started healing people. He'd be preaching, prophesying, and then even His own disciples wouldn't listen to Him. And Peter, in him telling Peter, you're gonna deny me, and Peter saying, no, God, I'm not gonna deny you. No, Jesus, I'm not gonna deny you. Imagine that. Imagine me, God, Jesus, who knows all, tells me I'm gonna deny him, and I'm Peter, and I think I'm gonna be right enough to tell him that I'm not going to. That's in the same way as we're not gonna be present. We're not present enough in that moment. Well, God, you got me this job. This job's great and all, but I want to be making more money. Well, God, you got me this relationship. The relationship's good, but I want a partner that looks better. Well, God, and I want a partner that makes more money so I don't have to do as much. Well, God, you got me this apartment. You provided me these things, and well, I want a house now. Well, God, you provided me these friends around me and this community, but they're not that fun. They don't do fun stuff anymore. Well, there's just always something else that I want more. And guys, don't take this word for me saying that you shouldn't be ambitious. This is for me saying that you're not being present in what is in front of you and what God is blessing you with, and in the things that He's blessing you with, but in the ways that He's probably trying to lead you in a way, and in the things that we tend to be blind to. We tend to be blind to. And ask yourself this question at the end of the day: am I present in the relationships, in the food, in the day-to-day life that I'm living? Am I present? Am I there? Am I using my ears to really sit down here and listen? Or am I just doing it to hear, go in one ear, out the other, and just to respond? Because that's what a lot of us do. But all right, y'all, I just want to make sure y'all tap in. I'm gonna come back, be more consistent, gonna have some better topics. Just make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. The goal at the end of the day is to be 1% better. We getting back to it. I'm out.